Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is stock chart analysis. We're going to look at three stocks today: Best Buy, GameStop, and RaxSpace. All right, we're going to start off here with Best Buy. This is a daily chart of Best Buy. My best interpretation of this is it looks like it's doing some kind of rising wedge in here. And when you back this off, I'll shrink it down. We had this huge gap, big drop here in Best Buy. I think this is like a 5-wave A move. And now we're getting this overlapping B move. And there's been 5 waves in here. So it just looks like that type of triangle. And it's interesting that it actually filled almost to the dollar penny, I guess I should say. Right in here, if you look at the bottom here was 35.67 and the high here was 35.53. So it got within 14 cents of filling the gap. So that's almost perfect. And then now it's turned back around. Now, when it comes to divergence, we are seeing it on the demand index pretty clearly in this move, but that's the only one that's showing up on the recent part. This is a little further apart. It's between this point and this point, and on the RSI, it's the same thing between this point and this point. So, you know, it just looks like that type of move because this doesn't look like an impulsive move like it's trying to skyrocket and go to some new big impulsive wave. It looks corrective. Let's take a quick look at the weekly chart and you can see it even more. It looks even clearer in here and that this is that type of wedge. I don't know. We'll have to see. And on a weekly, I can get rid of that. That's a 233-day bar moving average. I don't need that on the weekly. We got a 55, 21, and a 10. And I mean, it's in an uptrend, but that's because, I mean, the 10 is greater than 21, but it's because of this little move that's going on here since the beginning of the year. And this really just looks like some kind of reflex rally from this huge drop. So we'll see. I mean, that's my best take on Best Buy. It's starting to break down a little bit. We're getting several closes below the 10, and we'll see if we get some follow through in here. And it's tempting. You know, I'm not going to put a sell on. I would like to see more divergence on a daily chart for me to get excited about this. I'd like to see it on the RSI. And see it more over a 4-week period rather than this far apart. I like the power of divergence showing up on a closer like it is on the demand index. So, all right, that's Best Buy. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's take a look at GameStop. GameStop on a daily chart doing a similar type thing. Now, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. Maybe we're in the same. Best Buy is consumer technology, space. And GameStop is in the consumer entertainment technology space. I don't know if they're really considered to be in the same sector or not, to be honest with you. When I look at GameStop, I think we've had 5 waves up. We've broken this trend line of the impulse move. Okay. Now we came down clearly in an ABC. Let me move this out of the way here. An ABC zigzag. All right. And so you'd think, well, okay, maybe that's a corrective. It's corrected 58% of the move. Well, now we're getting this overlapping type action again out into here. And so this is starting to look like, you know, my best interpretation is I think it's an ABC doing an X. And that we're now then going to continue down and do some more like another corrective action. And this becomes a more complex combined corrective move. The real test, I mean, if we break this trend line, that's going to confirm that that's exactly what's going on in my mind. And again, this is starting to break down. I really thought about diving in here. The volume on this stock is holding up a little bit, 2 million, and the average true range is 2.7, or I mean the 50 days, 2.7 million shares. I don't like the volume on the option trading on this stock, so I started to look at possibly getting in, and I just didn't like it, so I didn't. But it does look like it's starting to break down. We got 2 closes in here, and then it broke below that low. The 10's crossing below the 21, and then of course today with the market selling off real heavily, 260 some Dow points. I mean, this closed right on its low today, so pretty negative action. Wouldn't be surprised to see this thing break right down through this trend line and continue, and maybe even go all the way back down and at least test this low down here at the bottom of the C wave or the W wave. Let's take a look at the weekly chart real quick. Similar type picture, and again, it's a little clearer. You see the impulse wave to the high side. But it's really a similar type thing as to Best Buy. Although Best Buy's wedge was a little bit sharper, a little cleaner. I'm not sure that this is really a wedge. I've got the trends in here. But I think it's more of an A, B, C type thing, and that this is part of some move to the downside. And then we're going to take one more look at, take a look at RaxSpace. Start off with the daily. Actually, yeah. I mean, you could see this was when RaxSpace decided that they were going to take themselves off the market. I think they were looking at being acquired and marketing themselves, and then all of a sudden, that M&A premium that was being put into the stock just collapsed right on. They gapped it on down. So when you look at it from a bigger perspective, this is some notes I've got about gaps and everything like that. It's part of a little program I am putting together. But I think we've got a big A, B, C corrective action going on. And so right now, I'm a little up in the air. I thought that we might be doing a 1, 2, trying to get going again. But now this is starting to look awful like corrective overlapping type action too. So we may not be done. We may have some kind of A, B, C going on here also. And let's look at the weekly chart just to see the bigger picture. Let's take a look at all of it. Okay, this is all the trading, I believe, back to 2008. That's all I've got anyway. So you can see that it had one heck of a ride here from the bottom of 2009 into the beginning of 2013. And after that point, it's been doing nothing but selling off and rallying, selling off, rallying. And so now we're in this, what I think still is probably corrective action. So if this is an ABC, we're going to get more. Now, it has sold off quite a bit. That was why it started to get my attention to think maybe it was starting to get legs underneath, because it sold off 71% of this entire move. Corrected 71%. That's pretty deep. And more than enough to then say, hey, it's time to go up. But this thing may not be done. I mean, there is no rule that says this thing won't go all the way down. And keep going down. I mean, it's just until it hits zero, there's no rule that says something's got to stop. So that's this is a pretty negative move to the downside in here. Let's take a look at the indicators on this. I don't like the way it does that. Okay, RSI. Yeah, we're not really seeing anything in here. I mean, this broke down without warning, and there was no divergence on this move to on the high side. You can see that. See up in here, you really didn't get any divergence in here. So just there's no sign out there that says, hey, you have to show me divergence before it turns too. So I'm always looking for that. You like to see it. I mean, you saw it here. It started to show divergence like it was going to stop going down and only went sideways basically. So anyway, we're going to keep an eye on it. We'll watch, but if I had to place a bet, I would bet it's going to break this trend line before it breaks any trend line up here to the high side. So We'll watch and see what it does. All right, that's it for today. Today is Thursday the 25th, by the way, September 25th. So we will be back. Probably take a look at these in a couple of weeks. I'm trying to rotate through everything. So this has been Joe for Beyond the Chart. If you felt the video was helpful, please share it on social media. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Just hit the little red box here and you can download the PDF I've got for you, and then you'll have access to the Trade Ideas webpage, and you'll get emails when I have new posts on the website and all that good stuff. So we will see you on the next video, which I think I've got an update tomorrow, and I'm not sure, I don't have it in front of me which ones I'll be doing. So all right, talk to you. So see you on the next video.